couple of years ago, I did a drawing workshop where the artist had us write on the top of our sketchbook page, "Today I'm going to do a lot of bad drawings." This was the gift I didn't know I needed. I was a big fan of the artist and I was being taught by them, and I was becoming a student again, where a lot of the times I'm in a teacher role. All of a sudden, I was overcome with questions like, am I going to be good enough? And how will my work compare to other people who are here? Failure is something that we encounter daily, and yet we hold ourselves to this impossible standard, often to our detriment. There's actually research around an idea called intelligent fast failure. Within it, there's an acronym STRAFE that stands for Success Through Rapid Accelerated Failure Engineering. Essentially, try many ideas, fail quickly, and keep what works. The idea is that instead of avoiding mistakes, we learn faster by making small, low-stakes attempts, discovering what doesn't work quickly, and using that information to adjust our approach. In other words, failure is a part of what makes learning happen. I do a lot of sewing, and very early on when I was learning, I figured out that almost every project, something will inevitably go wrong. You'll read instructions wrong, or you do something backwards, and have to undo something you've spent lots of time doing. And as soon as I accepted that failure was part of the process of sewing, it became much easier to overcome it as a barrier. I've started to think about how can that perspective serve me in other parts of my life or in other ways. In October last year, I set out a goal for myself to do 30 drawings in 30 days of October, or Inktober rather. A drawing challenge that tens of thousands of people participate in every year, and they post all of their drawings online. If you look at some of the top examples, they're beautiful. They're so nice. Some are stylistically complex, others are unique interpretations of the prompt that make you think, and most of them are pretty polished and very creative. It's a really high bar to meet. But what if we looked at 30-day challenges like a practice in failure, as a way to explore what worked and what didn't work in order to learn more about ourselves? The drawings I did were not complex. They took me under 15 minutes, except for this one I did on Stardew Valley, which for good reason took longer. I actually didn't enjoy a lot of the process. A lot of the drawing prompts felt really restrictive or too simple, but I started to work out what I liked to draw by knowing what I didn't like to draw. It became a process of elimination. I failed lots and publicly, but the challenge as a whole taught me that a few ideas will work out while others will just show you what won't work. When the drawing workshop ended, the instructor had us lay our sketchbooks out on the table to our favorite page. For each one, he found something to celebrate and gave us his stamp of approval. It wasn't a formal critique or a thorough investigation of all of the work we'd done that day or in that hour. It was the celebration of the one thing that may have worked despite all the other failures. What a gift. If there's anything I took away from these experiences, it's that failure isn't something to avoid in creative work. It's something you can use to help you learn. Once you accept that it's part of the process, you might find it easier to start.